Sports Center, brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. The Milwaukee Brewers back in action tonight at American Family Field, playing host to the Seattle Mariners for the first of a three-game set. 6:40 first pitch. Pregame coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Molly and Jim right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Cubs walked off the White Sox last night. Entering play today, the Brewers 4.5 games up on the Cubs for the top spot in the NL Central Division standings. Brewers still wake up today with the best record in baseball, 77-48, a .616 win percentage on the season. Again, Brewers-Mariners tonight. Kyle Harrison on the mound, 6:40 first pitch. Football, Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst and head coach Matt LaFleur both meeting with the media this morning up in Titletown before the Packers get back to training camp practice, which kicks off a little after 10:30. Wilde and Tausch with Jason Wilde hosting live in Green Bay. Coming up next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Tuesday edition. Hey, Tausch is back. That's always fun. Jason Wilde at Brian Gutekunst's press conference right now in Green Bay edition, as is head coach Matt LaFleur meeting with the media a little bit later this hour. So Jason's going to be in and out until Packers training camp practice gets started in the 10 o'clock hour this morning of Wilde and Tausch. 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, the ESPN Wisconsin app, live video streaming on the ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison YouTube channels, Wilde and Tausch Twitter feed, Facebook page. You know where to find us. I am Jesse Nelson. I am the producer of this show, and I'll be your substitute host, I guess, every segment or two here as we get this thing underway today. Jason again at Brian Gutekunst's 9 a.m. press conference. Very rude that Gutey would schedule a 9 a.m. press conference right at the start of the show. That is not ideal for us, but we'll make do. And it's a lot easier to make do when we do have the Packers Hall of Famer back from his travels to an undisclosed state he's never been to before. I think we're about to make that information disclosed. He is Mark Tauscher with a frozen video off to a hot start. Tausch, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Jesse. How's life, man? Things good in your world?
I'm doing okay. Gary Ellerson was in as the cousin sub of the day yesterday with us, and we hashed out the eventful weekend that I had on social media, somehow stating a simple fact about Wisconsin Notre Dame at Lambeau Field on September 6th, and both fan bases getting incredibly irritated with me. So that was kind of a lot to take in. A lot of Notre Dame fans very mean on social media over the weekend, but that storm has settled, so I'm doing well. Tausch, more important how you are, good. Though, as you return to the show here.
So
where have you been?
We did end up going. We did our national park trip with my brother and his family, and we knocked out another state in Sarah's quest to get to all 50 before she turns a certain age. So I guess the question is, do you know, I think I told you where I was going, but I have to admit, this is probably one of the least heralded states that we have in our union. And I would argue if there are other people out there that are trying to get to all 50 states, obviously Hawaii and Alaska are states people want to go to, whether it's the beauty of them, they're far away, so it makes it tougher. If you take those two out of the equation and you just start saying what state have most people not been to, I would argue this state would be at the top of the list. It is one of the smallest state capitals that I think you could possibly have. It's very rural.
Vermont.
Daniel Boone?
Oh,
no, not Vermont.
Okay, Vermont is where I went. We were shocked by how small Montpelier is as a state capital. It was crazy. It was like Beaver Dam size. Daniel Boone. If you say Daniel Boone, the first thing I think of is West Virginia?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
We were in West Virginia. So a couple of things that I garnered from this trip. So I had never been. I wanted to go to Greenbrier when the Hoops team went out there a few years ago. Schedules didn't allow it. And so this is, I don't know, I think I'm down to one or two states I haven't been to. I've been very blessed and fortunate that I've been able to get to 46 or 47 states, wherever it's been. This is a state that I wasn't sure I wanted to go to. Glad we did. They did this deal where the gorge, it's called the New River, and there's a beautiful gorge that cuts through West Virginia. And the best whitewater rafting we've been to, by far. It was fantastic.
How'd you do in the raft? Based on recent
rafting is fine.
Based on recent travels, I just wanted to check with you on that. Yeah,
they did scare us into making it like, these are going to be rapid fives, and you're going to have a hard time getting in. And I think everybody took heed in that, but it was the best of the whitewater rafting by far. Like I'm saying, it was good. But what I am now going to, because I love the state of Wisconsin. It's been very well cleared. I've lived here my whole life. We need a national park. The tourism people that I talked to said that since this has happened, that they became a national park in 2020 or 2021, 300 times amount of tourists that they've gotten because of this national park. Because I think there is a lot of folks like us that love going to national parks, want to accomplish and get to as many as they can. The Apostle Islands needs to become a national park in the lore of the national park system. That will drive a ton of folks up there. That's what I learned from this trip to West Virginia.
You learned in your trip to West. By the way, I don't think West Virginia is that low on the states you travel to visit rankings.
I think it is.
No, Delaware, Arkansas, some of the ones that we had, like Kansas, we had hashed those out before you left. Those are certainly lower than West Virginia. West Virginia is beautiful. If you like hiking, if you like fishing, if you like the outdoors, you like the national parks.
That Delaware was... So if we did a power ranking of states that you're never going to visit as a Wisconsinite, I would think Delaware would be at the top. No sports teams that you're going to go watch. Vermont would be close, but Vermont, people like maple syrup. It's supposed to be beautiful foliage. West Virginia would be, it's in everybody's top 5. I think it's in everybody's top 5 of places that they're not going to go.
It's in the Arkansas, Kansas, Nebraska.
Well, Nebraska, you could easily say I'm going to a football game. I'm going to go out and watch Wisconsin play Nebraska.
Sporting events are different. Like, okay.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They are drivers of tourism.
Okay, if you're going to use that logic, then I suppose you're right. Like, you could go to Omaha for the NCAA tournament or for the College World Series, but there's no other appeal to going to Nebraska outside of a sporting event. Like, there is nothing to see. There's no attraction that makes Nebraska an appealing state to go to except for a sporting event. West Virginia offers so much more than that. Arkansas, there's really nothing to see unless you're going to an Arkansas SEC football game. Like, I don't know, Little Rock. You want to go see something in Little Rock? West Virginia offers so much more. They've got, those what's that iconic, like the big bridge that goes over the huge gorge. And you mentioned the whitewater rafting and the hiking and all the outdoorsy stuff in the national parks. Like, West Virginia is a pretty appealing state.
Okay, first off,
Becca's
it's
been
national
to West Virginia
park.
a couple of times.
How many times have you been there?
I've been there twice. Once when I was a kid, and then once passing through a couple of years ago.
Maybe I'm wrong. Hey,
I think you're underselling
I can tell you
West
that I
Virginia.
might be wrong. West Virginia, from a state that people have not visited, does not live right next to it, I would argue is probably one of the last states people go to visit.
844-770-3776. That's the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. 844-770-3776. Of course, you can also get in on the YouTube chat as well. Let us know if West Virginia is a bottom 5. Is that where we want to draw the line here? A bottom 5 state to visit in the United States of America? Is that your official stance? Am I painting you correctly there?
I do think it's a top 5 of states that you're least likely to visit. Yeah.
Top 5 least likely to visit. All right, we will get our official, it is a Power Rankings Tuesday, so we will get our official Power Rankings coming up on that as well. I'm seeing some of the texts roll in. Nebraska, Kansas, the Midwestern states. I think it's really different because we are in Wisconsin, and especially your role with the Badgers. Like, if you weren't the color analyst for the Badgers radio network traveling to Iowa and Nebraska and Indiana on a regular basis, would those be states that you would want to go to on for any reason?
Iowa would be a state that you probably wouldn't go to off the top if you're just thinking about it. Nebraska, I understand Nebraska, Kansas. I get with that. I do not believe I've ever been to Oklahoma. I don't think I've ever been to the state of Oklahoma, so I'll probably try to get there in the next couple of years. But outside of that, I feel like everywhere else there's a pretty good reason and a rationale to go. Nebraska, you're going to still end up going to Nebraska at some point. Husking corn. I mean, you could say the same thing about Iowa. But I think most people nationally would view the Midwest as in that. Wisconsin, because of Milwaukee and Madison, Summerfest, all of the lakes, Minnesota lakes, Michigan lakes, the sporting teams are going to bring people in. That's where the Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas is. Now that the Chiefs have moved to Kansas, it might be a little bit different. But, yeah, those are the reasons people go. West Virginia doesn't have a pro sports team of any sort. They don't. West Virginia College is in the Big 12, and there's no reason for Wisconsin folks to go that route. But it is beautiful, and it is. I was very pleased with our trip to West Virginia. I thought it was great.
All right, so a clarifying question from Jim on the South Side on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, relevant to what we were just saying. Does Tausch count states he went to for football as states he has visited?
Yes. The other question I have is, if you visited via the airport, does that count as a yes, I've been?
No. That's where I would draw the line. And you have said when you're a football player, whether it's at Wisconsin or with the Packers or whatever, like when you're going to Jacksonville for a road game, you're not really like getting out and exploring Jacksonville, right? You're pretty much
You grab a meal.
You get
grab
one
a meal and that's about it.
One meal, but other than that, you're at the team hotel, you're at the stadium, and that's pretty much and the airport. So I think there's a separate tier for where you've gone as a player, or I don't know if it's different as a broadcaster. I think that's a separate tier than states you actually are planning trips to go visit, or you're passing through as part of a road trip, or whatever. But for sure, if you have a layover in Detroit at the airport, that doesn't count as going to Michigan. You're not actually doing anything that's special to the state of Michigan.
But you would say you've been in the state of Michigan.
No,
you could say you've been in the state of Michigan.
Yes, but it's like with an asterisk. Like I technically I was in the state of Michigan, but I never left the airport. The airports are like a different realm than the rest of the actual state. Is West Virginia a bottom 5 state? 844-770-3776. We will continue to check the responses throughout the show on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line, and also in the YouTube comments on the ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison YouTube streams. I should win an award for hosting and producing this show and working through everything we just did in this first segment. Thank you. Good job by me. Tausch, tell us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, congrats, Jesse, on handling all that, technical difficulties, etc. And if you're looking for some new windows and doors, you don't need to go through any of those things. It's simple, and it shouldn't include haggling. Pella, they stick to straightforward pricing, honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and door, they also sell them, install them, and service them. Real pricing with premium quality and no game schedule. Your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Jason is currently at Brian Gutekunst's press conference up in Green Bay. If he is done, Jason will join us next segment and recap what he has learned. Otherwise, the amount of texts coming in already are wild on West Virginia and other states that are bottom 5 destinations to visit. We will review those and or hear from Jason Wilde after Gutey's press conference. Coming up next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. There's a bunch of energy and excitement around both the championship push for baseball in Milwaukee and the start of brand new football seasons in Green Bay and Madison. And speaking of energy, here's an idea. How'd you like to start saving money while also helping save the planet? All you have to do, make the energy switch with Everlight Solar. Our family is one of many who made the switch to solar over the last several years. We had known for a while we wanted to make the switch, but at the time we weren't exactly sure where to even start. That's when we met with Everlight Solar, and they outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. Super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Time to kick off the high school football season. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Join the dean, Dennis Semrau, and me Thursday night for Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. The reigning Division II state champion West De Pere Phantoms visit the Sun Prairie East Cardinals. Kickoff in Sun Prairies at 7 o'clock.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. And when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her. And my daughter Eleanor has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
The Packers might have their kicker.
Trey Smack hit it from 58, and it would have been good from 60. And he made it look easy in his NFL debut.
Your home for Packers fans. The ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Jason Wilde, what are you doing here? What did I miss? Well, I was at Gutey. Matt LaFleur coming up here in under 15 minutes, so I'll turn things back over to Jesse for a little while coming up. I guess I missed the recap of your trip, Tausch. I'm sorry I missed that. You'll have to catch me up a little bit later. How about I catch you up on what Gutey had to say?
Yeah, let's hear it. What did Gutey have to say?
Well, a couple things, and a couple things that I found most interesting. One, expressing significant confidence in Jordan Morgan as the left tackle, although acknowledging that he's going to have some growing pains, like all guys do at that position. Did Cliffy have a lot of growing pains? Do you remember? Did Bakhtiari have a lot of growing pains?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, there's growing pains for sure.
What do those look like for a left tackle? Because obviously we know how this league can be.
You see a lot of talent, but you see, players get beat with some, getting set up for things, and it's like any rookie, there's going to be some really good moments where you're like, that is our guy, and then there's going to be, boy, we just need to find a way to get more consistent. So if you think he's going to go out there and be Anthony Munoz, I think you're going to be disappointed. But if you're going to go out and think he's going to get better and better week in and week out, and he's going to learn as he goes, and I'm guessing that's what the Gutenator is hoping for. We don't know, but as we've said, moving your feet and everything else, that's the first part, whether you can do it, and then it's picking up all of the little intricate things that help you become a consistent pro. That's the process that Jordan Morgan's kind of working through.
And it feels like, at least as where we stand now, as Zach Bako Biwele works his way back from last year's knee injury, He's been taking part in 11 on 11, which is obviously encouraging. But it almost feels like, of all the things you might be worried about on the offensive line right now, Jordan Morgan's probably at the bottom of the list, despite the importance of his role.
No, I don't think so. I think you feel good about Zebak, and then obviously Sean Ryan has shown that he can play. So I would say Jordan Morgan, because of the importance of the position, you feel semi-confident. You feel good about the decision to put him out there. You still have to see him produce in order to feel really good about it.
Along those lines, Gutey talked about Jagger Burton. I know you were gone, but Tom Silverstein of the Journal-Sentinel finally got Aaron Banks to be specific about his knee issue and says that it's tendonitis in his knee and that it bothers him whenever he does any strenuous football movements.
That's not good.
That's problematic, right?
Yes. That's not good.
Because most football movements are by definition strenuous.
Did he have a surgery
this
offseason, or just things
No, he
flared
did
up?
not. He did not have a surgery. He underwent some various treatments, but I was told that he did not have any sort of surgery. But again, I guess you've played through a lot. You played with a lot of guys on the offensive line who played through a lot. When you hear me tell you this is what he said, how do you view a guy trying to play through something like that, if that's how it feels?
Well, you just hope that you kind of figure out a way and you manage some of the issues. The question I have is Aaron Banks, because we all know through a season stuff's going to come up. You're going to get banged up in games. You're going to fight through and try and do your best to play. And then it comes down to, is your best better than the guy that's behind you's best?
Mm-hmm.
Or what you can give? And in Aaron Banks' case, I guess the question is his best when he's at his best, he's a good football player. We all saw that. We saw that in San Francisco. Then it comes down to, is that going to be good enough? And I think the frustrating part for Matt LaFleur, and you kind of sensed it with some of the commentary over the weekend about Aaron Banks, they want him out practicing. He's not at the point where this isn't week 8. This is a shortened training camp, and you're not been able to get anything out of him in actual 11 on 11. Guys are frustrated. The player's frustrated. The coaches are frustrated. And when you're dealing with tendonitis and with all this other stuff, and you can't really max out and it's really hard to get better. It's really difficult to have any consistency with how you're going to approach it because you don't know how you're going to feel day in and day out. That makes it really tough to be a consistent football player. That's what I mean. When you hear that, that's the questions that you have.
He told Spoon, and I'm quoting here from his story Beyond the Strenuous Football Movements line, which stuck out to me. I'm taking it day by day. Once it feels good enough, I'll be ready. We're moving in the right direction, but it doesn't feel good enough for a full practice. You can go out there and do individuals in a controlled setting. We're just trying to be smart. Again, I don't know, once you start playing games and he gets put on the big Lamborghini program potentially during the week, as you joked about once upon a time with Cliffy, that's part of the too, right? If you're not getting reps, you're not staying as sharp as you'd like. You and Bulaga have talked about the importance of practice. This just doesn't seem like a good scenario, period.
It's not. It's not a good scenario for either side. For him as a player, right. For the Packers, for the group, for the guys that are fighting for that spot, for Gutey. You want to have guys that can practice consistently, get better and better, work with their guys, pass off stunts, communicate, all of the things that I've talked about, why it's important for those 5 guys to play together. That's not in play. And then if you can't go full tilt and actually go out and execute, it's really hard to evaluate. It's really hard to then say, get to week 1 and go up and, by the way, play on turf. in a dome, in a loud environment with a coordinator that blitzes a lot. It's a formula that you don't want to have in August. These are things you're dealing with in November, not before the season even gets started. That's the part that I'm sure there's question marks and a lot of concern about that left guard spot, if indeed it's going to be Aaron Banks.
Well, it is Jagger Burton for now, and Gutey certainly with some positive things to say about him as well. All right, two other things I want to get to, at least briefly, and we can circle back after Matt LaFleur talks here at 9:35. One, very happy with how Trey Smack kicked in Pittsburgh, but was quick to say that's one day. We have a lot of confidence in him, but also says he wants to have two kickers, whether that's the internet. They bring back Lenny as the international player program player, or it's somebody else. He does want to have two kickers, but that they have a lot of confidence in Smack. And then the other part of this, and again, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this guy. Every time I do, I find myself thoroughly annoyed by how strongly the frustration is vocalized toward me, but he didn't sound like a guy who doesn't want Keyshawn Nixon on his team. He talked about Keyshawn Nixon. He talked about the edge he plays with. Again, everything can change, and what they do is what matters, not what they say. But if he was unhappy with Keyshawn, unhappy with him saying he feels like he's being punished, it feels to me like he would have handled the answer differently than he did. But he sounds like he talks about how he's answered every bell that they've rung with him, raised up to every challenge. Do you think that Gutey wants him around, or do you think that they are getting ready to get rid of him?
No, I think they want him around. This isn't you're paying him $25 million and he's going to be a second or third corner. Even if he's your third corner at $4 million a year, you feel good about it. Now, the question is more important to me is Keyshawn, is he going to be willing to accept a role like that? And is he going to be a good teammate so we don't have a disgruntlement conversation in January if the season ends up falling short because we've had an unhappy room and guys weren't playing their roles and everything else? Gutey brought Keyshawn in. Keyshawn Nixon we've had this discussion numerous times. He has
Correct.
played above what you ever imagined when you brought him in. Expectations change. He has found a way to kind of irritate some of the fan base of the Green Bay Packers with, I'm not going to return kicks, I'm this, I'm that, and he has not been Deion Sanders. But let's not kid ourselves. He's been the best corner that this team has had for the last year and a half since Jair hasn't been able to kind of answer the bell. He's been our best corner. Whether or not that's good or not is up to you to debate. That's the reality of the situation, and he's your most experienced corner. Why you wouldn't want him as a part, whatever it is. It might be better that he's the third corner for the team. How is Keyshawn going to react to that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, and I'm sure Keyshawn is hoping he never has to find that out.
Right. All right, I'm going to go see what Matt LaFleur has to say. Before I do that, I need to say that Associated Bank has been our partner since the show began. As we celebrate our 10th anniversary, they've been there for us, and more importantly, they're there for you with the best customer service in the industry and all the awards to prove it. And if you are a Brewers fan, you're getting ready for the postseason and the stretch run and hopefully a World Series berth, and you get all kinds of great perks with Associated Bank's Brewers Checking. 20% off the Brewers team store, up to 50% off select game tickets, savings on the Racing Sausages 5K and 10K and the Brewers Baseball Academy, and of course the Associated Bank entrance, which gets you into the stadium more quickly than if you have to go through any of the other gates. So sign up for Associated Bank's Brewers Checking today. Go to associatedbank.com/brewers to find out more. Jesse and Tausch take over again, and then I'll be back again after we hear what Matt LaFleur has to say. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
ESPN Madison is your home for Badgers fans.
I don't want to necessarily say that Wisconsin is going to beat Notre Dame on September 6th at Lambeau Field.
He's not saying.
Wisconsin can beat Notre Dame.
Tune in all season long right here on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at AnnexWealth.com.
Dad, what do you do at work?
I help people protect what matters most. Hi, this is Jeffrey Beckman, owner at J&K Security Solutions. That's the mission behind J&K Security Solutions. Whether it's advanced surveillance, fire alarms, access control, or video monitoring, J&K helps businesses and families throughout southern Wisconsin stay secure.
Sounds pretty important.
It is. Visit jksecurity.com to learn more.
J&K Security Solutions, protecting what matters most in your life.
Looking for something fun to do this fall? Get your friends together and join MSCR on the courts. Jesse Nelson here. Madison School and Community Recreation's adult fall volleyball and basketball leagues are open for registration now. Men's, women's, and all gender leagues are forming with games starting in early October at gyms all around Madison. MSCR leagues are all about community, connection, and having a great time, no matter your skill level. Sign up today at mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
Paul Hansen here, founder of Iron Jock. Worried about the heat this summer? Don't sweat it. Our gear is made for real life. Iron Jock apparel combines moisture wicking with superior cooling and advanced odor-fighting silver ion technology that eliminates 99.9% of odor causing bacteria, so you are fresh for whatever's next. Our focus is simple. Make apparel that performs hard no matter where you are or what you are doing. Visit us at ironjock.com to experience the difference.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Tausch, Jesse and Tausch again. This is starting to feel like it's like a Christopher Nolan movie. Do you know what I mean by that, Tausch?
I don't.
Christopher Nolan is notorious for not doing movies in chronological order, and it's part of the like mind-bending experience as you go through. Is you have to like follow along, not chronologically, because we could go right back to taking the text. There's a lot of texts on West Virginia. Also, I did just have something else come across my desk. Are you aware that you were mentioned on Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio this morning?
I was not. No, I missed Unsportsmanlike this morning. Why? What was being said?
We should probably do that then. So Evan Cohen.
What does that have to do with Batman?
Christopher Nolan is a director of movies.
Yeah, I know.
Most recently, The Odyssey in theaters now. He did Interstellar.
Batman.
He did.
He's done Batman.
He did the Dark Knight movies. Memento.
God, you know what? I watched Point Break on the flight home yesterday. Good movie. Point Break.
The new one? Was that the one where they redid it? Because there was like a 90s version and they redid it, or is that something else?
Well, this one had Gary Busey, who I believe passed away. I don't know for sure if I believe he did last year. Busey and Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze were in the one I watched. And that movie held up. It held up well.
Christopher Nolan, not the director of Point Break, either the old one or the new one. All right. Anything I was saying about Christopher Nolan has nothing to do with playing this audio from Unsportsmanlike. So if we want to do that.
Why did you bring up
Because
Christopher Nolan?
I thought we were going to go back to doing the West Virginia thing. And so if we would have done that, it would have been like, okay, First segment, we did the West Virginia. Second segment, we're talking Gutey. Third segment, we're back to the original show doing West Virginia. Fourth segment, we'll be talking
asked
LaFleur.
you, so we went rafting, and the guide asked our group, we had 8 of us, said, what do you think of when you think of West Virginia? What should I have said?
John Denver.
Okay.
Almost Heaven, West Virginia.
But you understand that John Denver song isn't actually about West Virginia. It's about West Virginia.
I did
not
not know
about
that.
West Virginia.
Then why do they sing it at West Virginia games?
I don't know, because it's West Virginia. Almost Heaven. West Virginia.
Well, what was
said
the
coal.
answer?
I said
sure, yeah.
coal mining.
Yeah.
And he said, I thought you were going to say like hillbilly or anything like that. And I was like, no, that wasn't what I was thinking. I thought coal and coal mining, because so much of there's railroads that are right next to the river. Like, you really feel what it was like. Even back in those days when they were mining coal, you could get a vibe. You could hear the trains chugging along the river. Like, it's the real deal, man. That part of it was really cool. You felt what West Virginia is all about.
All right, I guess we are doing the Christopher Nolan thing. We will wait on the Unsportsmanlike audio, because I do want to get to some of these texts, because a lot of people chiming in on what we were talking about in the opening segment of the show. Is West Virginia a bottom 5 state to visit in the United States? Greg and Tosa texts in, 844-770-3776. We did West Virginia on purpose for our spring break this year. Not a week-long stay, but worthy. Beautiful state, says Greg and Tosa.
Legit, a lot of times you go on a vacation and you think, I loved it, but I'm never going back. Like, I've crossed it off the list. I think as a whole for our family, I don't know if a lot of us would go back. I would, and there's actually they do a big bridge day, because this bridge is the real deal now.
Yeah,
they are proud of their bridge.
Yep.
They're proud of their bridge. They're proud of their gorge. Like, they are proud of both.
It's a beautiful gorge.
I would go back there's a festival that they do this. It's a big whitewater rafting. They do base jumping off this bridge. Like, it's a whole deal. I would go back for that, and I would still go back for Greenbrier. So I 100% agree with Greg. It is a gorgeous state. Now, we almost got washed in. It rained a bunch.
Yeah, a lot
Roads
of rain
were
there.
flooding.
Yeah.
We were nervous we might get flooded in. And I'll say this, everybody wanted to make sure we got out. if that makes sense.
That does make sense. Ron and Rome texts in, West Virginia is a beautiful state. I've been there several times in my RV, and I will go back. The only place I don't go is the Northeast where I grew up because the people are rude. They probably post questions like this in the Northeast about Wisconsin.
They do. They do, and they shouldn't. But I think it's important to kind of have those conversations. Wisconsin, I'm too biased to even give it, but I am going to tell you, how do I go about, is there a campaign that I would like to lend my hand to get the Apostle Islands to not only be, they've already been magnified, they need to be a national park. I am 1,000,000% on board with pushing that narrative because it needs to happen.
Okay, so I did see a couple of texts. I think you would get some pushback from the people in the region about it becoming a national park.
They don't want people going up there?
There's, I think, part of that, and then there's also, we don't have to get too far into it, but who all gets involved when it becomes a national park and some of the changes that can be made to it when it becomes a national park. So there's a certain perk to being a state park and not a national park that I think some
all I'm
who
saying
live in these
is,
areas
listen,
view as a benefit.
I get it. I get it. You want to be in tranquil environment. I understand. You could set the parameters in place, but all I'm saying is we want tourism dollars. I think as a whole, the state of Wisconsin wants to promote its beauty, its tourism. And I'm telling you, when the park ranger told me the value of being a national park compared to not economically for that region, it is gargantuan. And our state needs to have a national park.
Devil's Lake State Park, I would be on board with, because you've got the Dells there, you've got the tourism area already. You wouldn't have to worry about it.
So the infrastructure's in place.
Yeah, you got the Dells. You can go stay in outside of Baraboo, and then you can go over to Devil's Lake State Park, make that a national park. You got the whole driftless region that can be kind of factored into the history of that. Devil's Lake, I think we've got an argument that we could make.
So you think Devil's Lake over the Apostle Islands?
That's my pick. Yes. With doing no research,
I
not knowing we were going to talk about this today.
I want to be
That's my take,
sensitive
yes.
to the people up in the Apostle Islands because we went up there during COVID. It is beautiful. It is.
Yeah, it's gorgeous up
I
there.
said, the one place reminds me of San Francisco.
Bayfield.
I can't remember the name of the town. Bayfield. It's gorgeous up there. I am open to interpreting because the Dells wants people now. They keep building more and more water parks and hotels and convention centers. If that makes more sense, great. I want some more of that revenue coming into the great old state of Wisconsin after I heard what that means. I knew it would be big. I didn't know it to be to that extent that it would be that big.
Drew in the Quan. I like that. I'm assuming it's Mequon texting in. My fiance is from West Virginia. I would have never gone if it wasn't for her. Now that I've been a number of times, I can honestly say it's a top 5 state. One of the most beautiful states in the country. Take me home, country roads.
So I'll say this from a straight beauty standpoint. Now, we've hit some national parks. We've covered a lot we've been doing it 16, 17 years now. West Virginia is the most surprised. I guess I'm surprised. I shouldn't be. You got Montana and Utah at the top of the list for me. West Virginia is probably going to make my top 5 from a beauty standpoint.
I have another text. This is a big one. I just saw this one. So totally distracted me from this, but this is huge. Marsha.
I was going to say, that was a lot of dead air.
I'm sorry. I was baffled by what I saw here. Marsha in Madison. This is a big text here. I finished seeing all 50 states 3 years ago at age 69. My last state was North Dakota. In fact, it's such a common last state that when you go to vacation center in North Dakota, in Fargo, they give you a T-shirt that says, I saved the best for last, and a certificate. West Virginia has caves, and I would say it's not one of the top last states, and airports definitely do not count. Marsha, with a lot of information there, but most significantly, she has been to all 50 states, and North Dakota is apparently notorious for being the last. What say you, Mark Tauscher?
Boy, the fact that so many people want to do 50 states, and North Dakota advertises itself as that last state. I'm intrigued. I think North Dakota would have been, and I think that is one that's on the list for Sarah that she has not been to, so that would make sense. People look at South Dakota because of Mount Rushmore and the national parks, bring people there.
Everybody, or even
North
if you're going
Dakota
on a
doesn't
West
have a
road
national
trip.
park.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Marsha's probably right. I think North Dakota's probably would make everybody's list of states they haven't visited, or would be one of the last of their 5.
Not particularly interesting to visit. Yeah,
no professional sports.
Right.
A good college hockey team, some good college football.
Yeah.
But
Division I.
Yeah.
FBS college football, North Dakota. So maybe Wisconsin will schedule a home and go play up at that dome they've got up there. You'll be able to check that off your list someday here in the not-too-distant future. Keep the text coming. A lot of good ones. 844-770-3776. We'll keep going with the Christopher Nolan-style show here, where when Jason steps away, maybe we'll get back to the West Virginia conversation. Jason scheduled to return after Matt LaFleur's press conference with the media before training camp practice this morning up in Green Bay. We'll see if we can catch up with Jason if Matt LaFleur's all done speaking with everybody coming up next. But first, Tausch, you're going to tell us about Annex Wealth Management.
Indeed, I just got off the phone with the great team at Annex Wealth Management. You're always looking with big life events, trips and other stuff, sale of a company, death, divorce, health crises, college tuition is coming up, weddings. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with all major life events. The big thing is you need to plan for them. That makes the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, how much you're paying for it, it is a big part of smart financial planning. And Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decision when those big life events come up. Click Get Started today at annexwealth.com. That's annexwealth.com.
Jason, scheduled to return. He'll recap what Matt LaFleur had to say up in Titletown. Coming up next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here, and 25 years later, we still climb so they are never forgotten. Join the Green Bay Metro Fire Department and Pierce Manufacturing for the 14th annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb, Saturday, September 12th at Lambeau Field. Climb at your own pace while carrying the name and photo of one of the 343 fallen firefighters. It's not about how fast you climb, it's about why you climb. All funds raised benefit the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Register or donate at piercemfg.com/climb.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. I asked Wisconsin head coach Luke Fickell about breaking up a small fight at practice on Friday, and he said those tussles are actually what make him feel better about this year's squad.
If we don't have conflict, then I do wonder, do we also have the discipline to be able to handle those moments and move on? And that's where, I feel a lot better. I keep saying this, I feel better about where we are. There's a competitive spirit to that makes you feel better. There's a leadership part of that makes you feel better. And that's where we're in a different place. Guys are not going to allow the culture of acceptance in whatever it is that we're doing.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
Sports are changing. Faster, stronger, smarter. So should your beer. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp and refreshing, no extra baggage, built for people who go hard. Still drinking the same old light beer? You're stuck. Flight is changing the game. Level up. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Wisconsin, are you keeping up? DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
The News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team is certified for delivering the most accurate forecasts in the entire state of Wisconsin. Morning meteorologist Savannah Brito.
When you're making plans, the weather often has other plans.
Evening meteorologist Blaze Keller.
At home, at work, or on the go, when we know, you'll know.
Chief meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Our team has the experience you can count on and the accuracy you can trust.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Looking for something fun to do this fall? Get your friends together and join MSCR on the courts. Jesse Nelson here. Madison School and Community Recreation's adult fall volleyball and basketball leagues are open for registration now. Men's, women's, and all gender leagues are forming with games starting in early October at gyms all around Madison. MSCR leagues are all about community, connection, and having a great time, no matter your skill level. Sign up today at mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Ground ball right side, base hit. Chourio around third, he will score. Jake Bauers delivers. It's 5-4 Milwaukee.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Back, Matt LaFleur has spoken. Couple of interesting things from that conversation. He did talk about Keyshawn Nixon. I know that comes as a surprise to you. I'm just going to say this. I don't know what the future holds for him as a player or what his future is on this football team and what his role will be on this football team. But they do not act like a group of people, Gutey or LaFleur, who dislike him as much as the fan base does. They just don't. And Matt LaFleur making a joke about how he sure likes to make a headline. Again, it's what they do, not what they say. We will see where things stand at the end of training camp. We'll see what his role is. We'll see if he's on the team or not. But they are not behaving like a group of people that are really irritated. I think I've seen coaches and general managers irritated with players before. They do not take a lighthearted, and when they do try to make it lighthearted, it feels forced and awkward. I did not see that from Matt LaFleur today. I just didn't. So
would you say the same thing about their dealings with Aaron Banks?
No, I think they're frustrated with where he's at. I think that is the sense I get. Like that is the vibe. And again, it's injury. I understand it's injury related. I do wonder, and they would never obviously come out and say this. I do wonder if they're going, man, we should just cut bait when we had the chance. If this is how it's going to go, because they do seem to like Jagger Burton and Tausch. We've talked about this a bunch since he started working with the ones. Like, you are the preeminent expert on that of a day 3, in your case, day 2 pick, who's able to go and succeed right away as a rookie with the opportunities he's given. You know, there's something about him. Like, he just puts his head down and works, right? And that's what you want from a rookie offensive lineman who may have to play. And that's what he's done. He's going to have growing pains, just like you talked about. Jordan Morgan's going to, and Jordan Morgan's played 2 years in the league, right? But I think they feel, I don't want to say uber confident about Jagger Burton, but I think they feel like he's made of the right stuff, and that if he has to play, they're going to be okay. Is he probably going to got once or twice if he has to play in the opener against Brian Flores in that system? Unfortunately, probably, right? But I don't get the sense that there's a lot of panic of, oh my God, if we don't have Aaron Banks healthy, we're playing a man down, basically. I don't think that's how they view it, but I do think there's a frustration because the reason why they paid Aaron Banks was because they think he's a very good player, and they would rather have him out there than a rookie 5th-round pick. But with every passing day, Aaron Banks can tell Spoon to his heart's content that he's moving in the right direction and that he feels good about week 1, but he told me he felt good about week 1 too. Okay, how do you feel about week 1 about halfway through the game when you've engaged in a lot of strenuous football activities, right? So there's a lot there. Hopefully we'll hear from, I know Woolie's working on some of the clips, but the exchange about Keyshawn Nixon was an interesting one, and kind of again, somewhat lighthearted. So if you thought that they were going to be pissed at him, that doesn't seem to be the case. I will say this, they're going to play their starters again. And I know we clipped something from you last week talking about who you're interested in seeing play and who not. You're going to see Jordan Love again. You're going to see that offensive line again. If you remember last week, they kept those starters except for Sean Ryan in for multiple series after they pulled Love. I would predict that is going to be a similar approach. I mentioned to LaFleur that on the TV broadcast, John Kuhn apparently got more specifics from Matt about that study. And he said that during the broadcast that it is 30 preseason snaps. Apparently that's the alleged magic number, that if you get that many snaps and you get a joint practice, you are 3.1 times less likely to suffer an injury in the first 5 weeks of the season. So again, those are the specifics of that study. It sounds like they're going to play the starters again. And then Matt was very transparent that the plan is for the starters to get the work during the week of practice, including the joint practice with the Cardinals, and then I'll have all the guys that are battling for roster spots, all the young guys that are jockeying for spots on the roster to play in the last preseason game. Do you like that game plan?
I think from a injury risk management standpoint, you can have all the studies you want. Now, again, you can find a study to cover anything you want as long as you're paying for that study. There is a value in playing. There always has been, and I always look at it now is the juice going to be worth the squeeze? And for the O-line, I think it is. There's so many question marks. For Jordan Love, I want Jordan Love healthy. I want him practicing. I want him going through and doing a bunch of stuff, but I don't want him going into – now, the crowd's not going to be a factor, but if you're dealing with a big pass rush and I don't want him getting hit. I don't want him dealing with a thumb or anything else leading into the Minnesota game. So I get it. You can't – it feels as if Matt LaFleur in year 7 or 8 – what is this, year 8 for him now? It still feels like he's trying to figure that right formula out. And every year is different. Every team is different. But preseason, you have a philosophy on it. Obviously, you heard him talking about starting the season off against the divisional team on the road, having to get off to a faster start, knowing in his time as a head coach, his teams have played better when they've played more in the preseason. You saw the writing on the wall, but I'm certain they're very nervous about putting Jordan Love out there in harm's way in a meaningless preseason game, and that's always going to be an interesting needle to thread. The Packers are going this route, and I love the fact that you're going to get some work in these more structured joint practices. I don't want Jordan Love getting hit prior to the regular season opener. I just don't. I don't think they do, and they're going to do everything in their power to not let that happen.
All right, I want to get into this since you put it that way. I want to talk about quarterbacks and offensive linemen and defensive linemen in practice. because Matt LaFleur booted Baron Sorrell yesterday for pushing Anthony Belton on a pass rush into Jordan Love that Jordan Love went down. And that was part of the conversation at the beginning of his press conference this morning as well. I know that this is different than the practices that you engaged in as a player, but it feels like
shouldn't they be yelling at Anthony Belton for getting bull rushed back into Jordan?
That's what I said yesterday.
Again, one of the things just was if you get a guy on his heels, they want you to let up on him. So, like, if you get the offensive lineman back on his heels... It's a different
era, man. Different era.
I understand. Nevertheless, I want to walk you through a few of the things that LaFleur said, because I am struggling to understand how you get a group of guys who, by the way, won't have Micah Parsons among them when the season starts. You need these guys to be effective, and you need to practice to get better so you can be effective in the games. But I understand, look, helicopter parent that I am, I definitely don't want to see Jordan Love on the ground either. I get it. But it's interesting.
Well, Jason, nobody's saying don't play Sorrell or Van Ness or the O-line. I'm not saying that at all. Play them.
No,
I'm saying
I know.
Don't play Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs and the veterans that you know what you're going to get. That's what I'm saying.
Sounds like Sorrell was working on finishing, which is what they wanted all offseason.
I'm more intrigued by how do you know when you have an offensive lineman on his heels that then you have to, like, it's not a so it's easy so and you can let up if you so choose.
I know this. You know when you got somebody, you'll know. Now, typically, you know and you love it, and you want to bury people. Practice, you have to be smarter. And I never had a problem with pads on. Like, that's what you do. It's the ones where you didn't have pads on. That's what always irritated me when you'd have somebody put a helmet right through your chest. And you're like, dude, we don't even have pads on. That's not what we're supposed to be doing here. But then you can't sit there and say, why are you doing that? You could say, stop being an idiot. And all that does is make him be more idiotic. That was the life I lived. So I always just kind of said, but you do what you got to do, and then I'll do what I got to do, and you try to figure it out. You want smart practice players. That means you don't always show off or show what you can do. You try and be a smart team guy in a world that is being judged individually. It's a tough thing to have happen. It is.
I just, my point, and then we'll just put a bow on this now instead, and then we'll start fresh by talking about Kraft to start the 10 o'clock hour. I just don't remember hearing this much discussion about staying away from the quarterback. Like, it was always kind of assumed, and everybody knew that. And I don't remember Holmgren or Sherman or McCarthy very many times, and maybe it was the level that the quarterback was at. I don't know. But like, I remember reminders occasionally being given, but I feel like I've heard it talked about more this camp than I normally do. Stay away from the quarterback. And, LaFleur had a good joke about how I'm not going to be out there with a tape measure saying this is how far away you have to stay away from Jordan. But like, I feel like it, and I don't understand why. Is that because guys are less experienced? They don't know how to practice the right way to protect each other? I don't remember having this much of a conversation about staying away from the quarterback as we have had this summer so far. Do you have any idea why that would be?
Jesse, maybe it's time to have a conversation about having a conversation about getting so close to the quarterback. That might be the case. I think there's more scrutiny. There's more eyes. There's more reporters. There's more there than there was. But I'll just say this. Those defensive linemen that I played against and that I'm sure Earl Dotson and like everybody played against, you knew when you had red 4 or red 12 don't hit him. If you hit him, you're probably going to be losing a job. Like, that was pretty well understood with the guys in that locker room. Doesn't mean they didn't bull rush. That didn't mean they didn't go after and go hard. But that was a part of it. And as far as, I don't know, I think it's a prisoner of the moment thing from your end, probably, Jason. The fact that you just have heard it a bunch the last couple days. You're getting to be that point at camp where you're, 3/4 of the way through. Everybody's kind of sick and tired of it, even though they're staying at home and it's, they got 12 padded practices and all the stuff that I've lamented. It's just that time. And it's time for real football to get started. But we got 2 or 3 more weeks to kind of get through before you get to that point.
One thing we're never tired of is our great partnership with American Family Insurance.
Well, it is still training camp, and that means Dream Drive is here thanks to American Family Insurance. Young fans can ride bikes to and from practice alongside their favorite Packer players, creating unforgettable moments on 2 wheels. There's fun for the whole family as well. You can play games, soak up the sun, kick back in the shade. Don't forget the exclusive Packers giveaways. Take home sunglasses, bucket hats, tote bags, and more. It's a Packers tradition you don't want to miss, and it's all brought to you by our great partners at American Family Insurance.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
ESPN Madison's Mark Tauscher here for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. When we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Green Bay Packers back at training camp practice this morning. They'll get out onto the practice field here in just a little bit. Jason Wilde hosting Wilde and Tausch live in Green Bay as the Packers get back to practice a little bit later this morning. General Manager Brian Gutey along with head coach Matt LaFleur meeting with the media this morning in Titletown before practice. Gutey on the positive edge he's seen from Keyshawn Nixon battling for a starting role this training camp.
I think we're getting into that point where guys are getting conditioned well enough where they can play with that edge. Key's always answered the bell. Every time we've given him any opportunity, he's performed. And he's a very competitive dude. So, I think the more guys we can get like that, the better.
Stick around for more conversation coming up on Wilde and Tausch and the latest from Rob Domofsky over at ESPN.com. Baseball, Brewers back in action at home at American Family Field tonight, playing host to the Seattle Mariners. 6:40 first pitch. Pregame coverage starts after 6 o'clock following Molly and Jim.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, pack bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And we'll end this crazy game in a tie. Oh my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Just want to get caught up on what I've missed. West Virginia, debatably one of the bottom 5 states in the union. Is that what I'm being told was discussed?
I would ask you this,
away?
Jason. If you and your family were going to go on a trip, what would be one of the last states that you'd pick to go visit?
Mississippi.
Okay, why?
I don't know.
There's nothing
Alabama.
Reason.
No sports team, no major vacation
what's
destination. Yeah, Biloxi. Go see the AA Brewers.
The Shuckers.
Yeah.
West Virginia. I when I learned that that's where you had gone, I was intrigued. The Greenbrier has obviously been a place that's been mentioned on this program a few times.
Yes, it has. We didn't make
I don't
it.
know what
We
else
didn't make
there.
it
I
over
don't
to
know what.
Greenbrier.
Oh no! You were so close
again.
So did you go there simply to check off the box of we've never
National
been to
Park.
that state? So
That's
let's
one of
go
our
there?
we did our national park there. It's a new one.
I didn't know they had a national park.
It's the River Gorge. It's beautiful. They just got it in 2021. As a matter of fact, after I talked to the people there, I want Wisconsin to get a national park. And Jesse, I volunteered the Apostle Islands, which I think
region?
is a perfect fit. And it sounds like there's pushback. They don't want all the folks coming up there because they told me the value of getting a named national park tourism-wise, the amount of dollars brought in to the state is gargantuan. So Jesse has taken some of our fans and told me that this has been pushed back. I don't know. I'm not going to – I said I would want to fully endorse any movement to getting that labeled as a national park. Sounds like maybe the park in Wisconsin Dells, because it's built for a little more infrastructure to have a ton of tourism, that might make sense to get done as well. So I'm open to whatever, but I do think there should be a national park in the state of Wisconsin.
Okay. I didn't realize we were adding national parks. Is that going to make it more? Does it also render my picture frame now null and void? Is there a space for that? The picture frame I gave you guys?
I'll have to take a look. I think the West Virginia, if you got it after 2021, it should be on there.
I think I did. Okay. All right. I didn't realize we were adding to the roster. All right. My understanding is you have not discussed the Tucker Kraft situation in my absence for Gutey and LaFleur.
We have not. And Tausch was also mentioned on Unsportsmanlike this morning, and we haven't talked about that either. There's a lot going on today that we have not done yet.
Jesse, since you have been the host of the program, let me defer to you. Would you like to get to Tucker Kraft here, or would you like to get to Tausch being mentioned on Unsportsmanlike here?
Let's do Tucker Kraft here. We'll get to the unsportsmanlike stuff a little bit later, but let's do Tucker Kraft.
I know I appreciate our fans being patient. I know there's been a little bit of a in and out of the program for me, but I think it was worthwhile. I think we got some pretty good answers from the general manager and the head coach, and I appreciate Jesse filling the void. Yesterday, the Packers did not have practice. They had a walkthrough, so we did not have any access. Matt LaFleur likes to joke that he gave us the day off, which is not how our jobs work. But on Sunday, they practiced, and Tucker Kraft returned to 11-on-11 work in full pads. He caught 5 passes on 5 targets. He had a touchdown. He blocked guys. He did not, shall we say, practice not to get hurt. He appeared very much to be full Tucker Kraft mode. And he does not have his contract extension. As we heard Adam Schefter say on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, he expects the average per year to start with a 2, which would mean that he would become the highest paid tight end in football for however long that lasts. I don't know what the guarantees would potentially be. Gutey was asked about that today, about the contract, and said that him returning to team drills doesn't have anything to do with where they're at in the contract negotiations, which I thought was a little bit interesting. But it led me to ask Tucker Kraft, and I hope before we play this that we remove the S word that he says at some point during the clip. Yeah.
Maybe we should do the unsportsmanlike clip first then.
I'm sorry, I thought maybe you guys listened to that. Yeah, at one point he does say that, so let's clean that up instead. I'm sorry, I really thought you were. I thought we were on top of that. So Tausch, you were on.
So
no, I was not on Unsportsmanlike today, but
mentioned on Unsportsmanlike today.
I guess I was mentioned. So what do we think, Jesse?
All right, we're audible. We're going to unsportsmanlike now. Why? Don't tweet out profanities in your clips, Jason. That'll make your life easier for everybody.
I figured you.
I've only had 48 hours to get it ready.
It's totally on me. I will take full responsibility. I want to hear what was said about Mark Tauscher on ESPN Radio's national morning program, Unsportsmanlike.
So the topic was Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Kimberly A. Martin in for Michelle Smallman the last couple of mornings. They were going through their overrated NFL teams list. They were doing their top 5 overrated NFL teams heading into the 2026 season. And without further ado, here you go.
Number 4.
The Green Bay Packers.
I agree with you on that.
We got to cut it out with the Green Bay Packers, y'all. This is getting crazy. Jordan Love for MVP. We said that last year. And everybody's still holding on to it coming into 2026. The Packers ended the season on a 5-game losing streak, including blowing not one, but 2 double-digit leads to the Chicago Bears in a 4-week span. 4th consecutive year not winning the division. Tied for the team's longest streak in the last 3 decades. Under Matt LaFleur, they're 3-6 in the postseason, including 3 one-and-dones. The offensive line, shaky at best. They allowed the quarterback to be pressured on 29% of dropbacks last year, the highest rate for a Packers quarterback in a season since 2018. And oh, by the way, they ranked 25th in the NFL in yards before first contact per rush at 2.3. Green Bay's worst mark since they started tracking the stat in 2009. The Green Bay Packers, 4th on my most overhyped coming into 2026.
I agree with him, and I'm going to take his side on this, and I'm going to go to the Source Awards, okay? All those hosts up in ESPN Wisconsin, Gabe Neitzel, Josh DiMaggio, Mark Tauscher, Kyle Wallace, Molly Brown, all those hosts up in ESPN Wisconsin telling us all how great the Packers are going to be this year because of Jordan Love. Come to death row. Because we are sitting here and we are going to tell you that the Chicago Bears are going to be better than them, and the Green Bay Packers have a lot to prove with Micah out and Jordan Love only good different parts of the season. I agree with Canty. They are overhyped. That doesn't mean they may not be good. They are just overhyped right now.
Loud.
They
were into that.
Was
I have said it's Detroit and Green
Death
Bay
row.
to win the division.
Come to death row, says
I don't know
Evan.
where death row comes from. I don't know what any of that means.
Death Row Records?
But as far as the Packers being overhyped, nobody has them in the top 3 in the NFC. Like, I think you look at it and say if things go well and they could win the division, it's the Seahawks and the Rams, and then Philadelphia, and I think Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago. I think Chicago's going to regress. I don't care that Ben Johnson thinks he's got the best offense he's ever going to have, and they're going to set all these world records. Great, let's see if you can. I don't see it, but yeah, he's there. I'm curious to watch. But as far as overhyped, nah. Maybe somebody else on our station. I cannot put myself in that category. I think the Packers are going to be a good football team that hopefully get better and better and can win the division. That's where I have them right now. Doesn't mean I don't know what Canty and Kimberly and Evan are what road they're going down, but I'm not going to death row, at least not as we sit here right now.
There's got to be that I'm not entirely understanding that I didn't get. I guess, are we overhyping him? Like, he didn't mention me.
Who, Jordan?
Maybe that's because I don't feel like, yeah. Evan didn't mention me, but I think I've taken probably a pretty measured view of Jordan Love. I'm probably viewed as someone who's less enthusiastic about him compared to other people on our stations. Do you feel like I feel like the narrative, at least on our show, has been, it's time for him to elevate his game to a higher level. That's it.
Jason, here's the deal. I'm old enough to remember, and I know I've been on vacation a lot. I'm old enough to remember us having a conversation about Jordan Love not being in the top 10 quarterback ranking. This is the both sidesism. It's August 18th. We got to find some stuff to jabber about. You're saying he's overhyped? He's not in the top 10 in this list from Fowler. The Packers aren't in the Vegas. They're not one of the top teams, Vegas odds. So I got a hard time getting my head wrapped around
nationally. Are we? I think he was accusing, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he was accusing Kyle Wallace and Ben Brust and Molly
Tausch,
Brown and Tausch and Josh DiMaggio and Gabe Neitzel.
All of us saying that the Packers are Super Bowl contenders. Yeah,
I think Jordan Love is a very good quarterback that has gotten better and better every year.
Yeah.
And I think he is a top 10 quarterback. But overhyped, I didn't say he's the best quarterback in the league. I said, matter of fact, I didn't like his odds at Hard Rock Casino Rockford to win the MVP, so we didn't put anything on it. I thought his odds are too tight.
You're right.
So listen, man, the thing you learn about in this job and as a player is you can't get caught up in everything everybody says. You can acknowledge it, and then you can say, the overhypeness, that's just foolish talk by Evan Cohen. That's all.
All right. So I guess my question then becomes, like, I don't know what prompted this. Canty obviously had a lot of statistics that he floated out there in his telling us to get off the Packers train. None of them were inaccurate. They've gone one and done. 3 of the last 4 playoff appearances they've made. One was in a divisional round after having a bye. They won a playoff game, their first playoff game with Jordan as the starter. I guess when I get to this point in camp, the thing that I start to wonder is, did I view this team differently coming into camp than what I've seen so far in camp? And I don't think I have. I don't think I've seen them differently. I would like there to be more continuity on their offensive line if I'm a Packers fan. I am intrigued at the way they're handling the corner position. Carrington Valentine missing time has opened a door for Brandon Cisse that maybe it would have been opened anyway, but it has certainly opened wider with his absence because, again, his tackling, not great. Matt LaFleur talking about tackling being important, but Carrington Valentine is covered at an above-average level for the Packers in the last 3 seasons when he started nearly 50 games. But I still think they're the team that I thought they were coming into camp, which is they're going to be battling to win the division. They may or may not end up winning it, and they're going to make the playoffs. And then wake me in January, and let's find out what they actually do in the postseason. Because getting to the postseason and being the 7th seed isn't enough. Nothing I have seen so far has changed my view of that. I don't feel like suddenly now, oh my God, these guys are clear-cut Super Bowl contenders. And I don't feel like, oh, I overestimated these guys. They're going to be scratching and clawing just to make the playoffs. And it's still about the health of their team and whether or not they can stay healthy. Have you anything that I've talked about from practice, anything that you've heard said by Gutey or LaFleur, has it changed the way you view them? Because I feel like we've been pretty consistent, I guess is my point. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. But I appreciate the shout out, I guess, for some of our teammates on Sportsmanlike. It's good for them to get the airtime. I want to hear from Tucker Kraft.
We'll be
Jesse,
good.
have you removed the profanity?
If you're, this is the way we're going to do it. If you're on the video stream, you're going to be able to hear it, and there's no rules over there. And if you're on the radio, I'm just going to turn it down when we get to it. We'll be good.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you think is best. Everybody's got a plan until the profanity makes it onto the air. And if something goes awry here and Jesse needs to get away, he doesn't have to board a cruise ship or hop on a plane to do it. He can just get away to Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Start with the stay. The biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And if you're hungry, you've got so many options. Dream Dance Steakhouse, The Marketplace, Rock and Brews, Canal Street Cafe, Rui Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company. Food and drink specials happening all the time. And as I drove into Lambeau today, again, the big Potawatomi Sportsbook gate sign. So if you want to go to the Sportsbook, you're steps away from that as well. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. And when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her. And my daughter Eleanor has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
25 years ago, a generational Bucks team made an unforgettable run.
This is the place to be.
Light It Up, narrated by Jim Paschke, is the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. This is the oral history of the 2000-2001 Milwaukee Bucks and their run to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Absolute bedlam here at the Bradley Center.
Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Mike, what's one of the most important questions people should be asking about metal roofing?
It should be who's doing the installation. It takes focus, precision, and technical experience. We'll answer all your questions.
After all, we are masters of metal roofing.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweta metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is Express Entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Trent here from Canopy Wealth Management. We're often asked, when's the right time to work with a financial advisor? The answer is always simple, now. Whether you're building wealth, nearing retirement, or already retired, the Canopy team can help you gain clarity around your goals, resources, and path to financial independence. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's our promise. Get started at canopy-wealth.com.
Paid for by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Mark Tauscher here for Buckin' Honeys. Summer in Wisconsin is too good to spend indoors. And whether you're meeting the crew after work, grabbing dinner before the game, or just looking for a great patio spot, Buckin' Honeys has you covered. Their spacious patios are the perfect place to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, and an easygoing atmosphere. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Wanakee, or Mount Horeb. Grab your people, find a spot on the patio, and make the most of summer at Buckin' Honeys. We'll see you there.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Seattle Mariners.
Diving stop by Vaughn, to his feet, throws to first, pick by Sanchez. Oh my goodness! The big boys pull off a great 5-3 putout.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Packers getting ready to kick off practice at Raynitzky Field. We continue our conversation. Great to have Tausch back. Sorry that I haven't been on the program entirely, but it's great to have you back. I hope you did have a great trip to one of the bottom 5 states in America. I'm curious, did you hear what Tucker Kraft said, or will this be the first time you hear the exchange we had about the risk he's taking?
No, I've heard a little bit about it. I mean, I've heard it. I saw I think you posted it, and all your brethren in the Packer media community. This obviously made news, so I have heard it, but I'm looking forward to hearing it again.
And looking forward to hearing how Jesse goes about editing it. Here is Tucker Kraft from Sunday, when he returned to 11 on 11 in pads. It's not full contact because they don't get tackled to the ground, although he did end up on the ground a few times. How he views the risk that he's taking.
Hey, Tuck, I ask this from a place of respect. Why are you doing this? Like, you're in the last year of your contract. You're arguably the best tight end in football. You probably deserve to be paid like it. You're absorbing some risk by being out there in 11 on 11. Why are you doing this?
I'll always put it back on the team. Like, every one of these guys comes in here and this is a violent sport and we risk life and limb. You know, guys have to medically retire from this shit. They banging heads, stuff necks, backs. You know, how many times can you blow a knee out? You know, guys keep fighting and clawing to come back into this locker room. And that's the reason I do it. You know, there's other attributes. I want to leave a legacy on this sport as a whole. You know, I want my children to see the lengths I would go to fight for something I love, and I think I have it right here in the G.
Tausch wants his children to know how hard it works.
Makes you want to run through a wall.
It was good. It was a good answer, man. It's a really good answer. I still think when it comes to risk, it's a great thing to say, but I'm still not sure he's doing the right thing. God bless him, and I hope he stays healthy. What do you think?
It gets you fired up, and it's, I think, a reason why Packer fans, the organization, that's the mentality you want in your football players. Is it the smart thing business-wise? If you stay healthy, it is. If you don't, it's not. Because I promise you, if he gets hurt and something happens, today's contract won't be tomorrow's. Yesterday, all of the things that we always talk about.
Right.
The thing that you just always hope, and I love players like Tucker, that it's about
Agreed.
ball, and it's about doing it. And that's great when that's what it's about. But there's a business side of this that you have to be mindful of. Because I promise you this, the organization is mindful of it. They will be, and they will do everything in their power. I'm sure part of the negotiation is we got to see you back. We need to see you be able to prove it, that you can do it, that we're going to make you the highest paid tight end in the league. All of that that's the game you play. Tucker plays this game for all the reasons he just said. He loves playing ball. And by the way, it shows when he's on the field. This is incredibly important to him. You know how you're always in the draft prospect stage, you're always trying to find guys that love football. I want guys that are good players, but I know that it's important to them.
Right.
That answer right there tells you this is important to Tucker Kraft, his family, his legacy. He knows and understands it, and he wants to do everything in his power. He wants to be compensated fairly for it. But I think Tucker Kraft would be one of these guys that would go out and play for nothing. If it was just about playing ball, he'd go out and play. And it's rarer and rarer to find somebody like that in your locker room, and you hope you'll be able to hold on to him and keep him as long as you can, because that's how you set a culture, is by having guys that are going to perform. It's one thing to say all this. It's another thing to go out and do it. And Tucker Kraft has shown that he will do it when he's healthy.
Is there anything, as this plays out the way it does, that makes you wonder why it's not done yet? Like, do you feel like it should be done by now? That this,
I do.
Think about the way we talked about this. Well, he's going to start on PUP. That gives them some time to get the deal done, right? And then he comes off PUP after missing 2 days and starts doing drills right away. Then he's in pads. Then he's doing 11 on 11 now, and still the contract's not done. And let's remember that Jordan Love basically held in with the team's blessing, right? Like, they didn't make a big deal out of it, but that was a hold-in. He did not practice until the extension was done. And I understand quarterback is different, but I am a little surprised that this still isn't completed and he's out there, because there are plenty of guys that wouldn't play for free.
Well, and especially when you have that rehab and 9 months as a Green Bay Packer. Micah kind of laid out the bylaws of how that works. I'm not surprised that he's out there. He's a competitor. I'm sure his management team probably said, don't. Tucker's doing what obviously the staff cleared him or he wouldn't be out there.
Right.
But when you're in these circumstances, I'm sure there's a part of the negotiation that is tough, getting that guaranteed money part. I think the other parts of this probably were relatively easy. I don't think it's going to be about average. And you heard Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy say it's going to be a 2. Yeah, it's going to be over $20 million a year.
Sure.
But is it going to be $80 million over 4 with $25 million guaranteed or $65 million guaranteed? That would be my guess what the holdup is going to be. And the Packers are going to try to protect themselves. Tucker Kraft's team is going to try to get as many millions guaranteed as they possibly can.
Gutey, when he was asked about Kraft taking part in team drills and how it may or may not relate to his contract, his answer in part, getting him back in team drills really had no effect on anything. It's good to see him out there. He's worked his tail off. Congratulations to him. These are the little things that are big things when you come off an injury. I know he's really excited to get out there and join his teammates. As far as the contract goes, it doesn't have any real effect on that, and no real updates there.
Yeah, the deal's going to be done before season starts.
I believe that as well. I guess my only, I don't want to say reservation because it's not my bank account that I'm talking about, but I hope Jack Becta, who's been an agent for as long as I've been covering the league and is really good at his job, I hope he gets more guaranteed percentage-wise than these other 3 contract extensions we've seen. Because the Packers got pretty good deals on the guaranteed money in all 3 of those. Whether it was Reed, Watson.
And you just hope that because you like Tucker, or you hope that why?
Because I think he is a special player who's proven it to a higher degree than those other 3 have. And I think he's earned that amount of percentage-wise guaranteed money, because it does feel like they have gotten off.
And I think most Packer fans are looking at the opposite way. I think they're always hoping that the team gets protected in their regard, and that's the battle that players and their agents fight against the organization. And Russ Ball is going to get it done Russ Ball's way, unless you're a complete free agent. I've said this 100 times. You want to maximize every dollar you get? The only way you're ever going to do it is by playing it out. If you're going to sign early, you're going to give up. You're taking that security. You're giving something up. Mm-hmm. And for a guy that's coming off of an ACL, if Tucker Kraft can get a big deal and get 50% of that contract guaranteed, you're seeing more and more players get a higher percentage of guaranteed in their money when you're a star. Mm-hmm. Tucker Kraft is a star. Now we'll see how that gets rewarded, because I thought on my first vacation he'd have his contract done. Now it's my second one, and I am done vacationing. No more vacations for old T.
Okay.
I'm shocked that his contract is not done yet. Very shocked.
Yeah, me too. All right, we've got more to get to. I need to get to practice at some point here. We got trivia coming up, but we got another segment before that. So I'm going to take this opportunity to remind you to listen to Light It Up, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. This is my favorite one so far, and there's been other good ones, don't get me wrong. But this is my era of covering the team. It's been great listening to Bucks broadcasting legend and friend of show Jim Paschke narrate the entirety of Light It Up, the oral history of the 2000-2001 Milwaukee Bucks, from the Big Three to the Hall of Fame coach. It's the story of a generational team that brought the city together and brought the Bradley Center to life. You can find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson for Madison School and Community Recreation. Right now is the time to get in touch with all your friends and say, let's play volleyball or basketball this fall with MSCR. If you're looking for something fun to do this fall, get your friends together, join MSCR on the courts. Madison School and Community Recreation's adult fall volleyball and basketball leagues are open for registration right now. We start playing early October, which feels like forever from now, but before you know it, football season's going to be started at every level. The Brewers postseason run is going to be underway, and you're going to forget all about signing up. So get in touch with everybody right now before your schedules get crazy in a couple of weeks, and get your teams together. Men's, women's, all gender leagues forming now, with games starting in early October at gyms all around Madison. MSCR leagues are all about community, connection, and having a great time no matter your skill level. That's important for me. Sign up today at mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Every tailgate has one. One person who brings the grill. One person with the long games. One who's convinced this is the year. But everyone's favorite, the one who shows up with the carbless. Handcrafted premium cocktails with bold flavor, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. No mixers, no mess. Just crack one open and enjoy. This football season, make carbless the MVP of your cooler. Find your bliss at drinkcarbless.com.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Madison's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. Hard Rock Casino Rockford offers the most generous and frequent promotions of any casino in the Midwest. And how's this for a little adventure? Labor Day weekend, you could win $45,000 credit valid toward any new or used RV. Play now through September 6th using your Unity card to earn entries. Check out the full rules at casino.hardrock.com. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
Molly Brown here, and if you need room for everything life throws your way, meet the 2026 Kia Carnival at Metro Kia of Madison. Right now, well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% APR financing for up to 48 months on a new 26 Carnival using Kia Finance. That's just $21.65 per month for every $1,000 financed for 48 months with no down payment required. Offer ends August 31st and is subject to credit approval, vehicle availability, and dealer participation. See Metro Kia for complete details.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Seattle Mariners.
Diving stop by Vaughn, to his feet, throws to first, pick by Sanchez. Oh my goodness! The big boys pull off a great 5-3 putout.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Jesse and Tausch are going to play a little trivia coming up. And then we'll see what's happening at Packers practice, as the Packers don't have many practices left. Joint practice a week from tomorrow with the Cardinals, the last preseason game. They play back-to-back Fridays here. This Friday in Denver, next Friday here against the Cardinals. We heard earlier from the team on Unsportsmanlike talking about how overrated the Packers are by people on our airwaves. Let's see if they're overrated in the power rankings, Jesse.
Oh, doesn't this feel good? Coming up on Power Rankings season. Just a couple of weeks away. We have one today over at ESPN.com. And this is like a super team that was assembled to put these rankings together. 4 NFL analysts, Ben Solak, Louis Riddick, Aaron Schatz, and Seth Walder.
Shatsy.
All 4 have...
Stats on sports!
All 4 of them have combined to create the future power rankings, projecting which teams are in the best shape for 2027 to 2029. Criteria including overall roster excluding the quarterback alone, coaching, and the front office.
Can we please just get to the
that's what this
season,
was.
Man? Can we please get to the
In at number 1, the Seattle Seahawks, reigning Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, they won the championship. Yeah, no blank.
Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles with a young nucleus.
I don't know about that, Jim. Old right tackle, a quarterback, they don't feel confident. They're going to re-sign a coach that's on the hot seat that could be fired. Nope. Boot him. Nope.
Number 3, the Detroit Lions.
I don't know about that either, Jimmy. They finished fourth. Fourth in the division. We're complaining that the Packers finished second. And they're finished
Jimmy.
fourth with a quarterback that's older and an O-line and that group that's beat up. Nah, I don't know about that, Jim.
Number 4, the Denver Broncos.
I'm okay with that one.
Oh,
Jimmy.
All right.
If you're a Bo Nix supporter, you can get on board with that. I'm not, but you can be.
Number 5, the Los Angeles Rams.
In the next 2 years?
3 years, actually. 27 to 29.
What, because they watched Ty Simpson carve up a Kansas City defense in the preseason?
And the Badgers.
Stafford ain't going to be the quarterback. Hey, he ain't going to be the quarterback. Aaron Donald ain't going to be the defensive tackle, and I don't think Myles Garrett will be the D-end by 2029. So, nah.
Number 6, the New England Patriots.
All right, I can understand the Patriots. Young quarterback. All right.
Is it just me, or as someone who... I thought we were in alignment on how ridiculous this was, and I have been amazed at how engaged his head was down. He was shaking his head. Can we get to the regular season? And he's all over this. You're loving this, Tausch.
Well, Jason, no, this is part of being a pro. There's segments and there's times. What do you want me to sit here and have dead air and just go, Jesse, this is stupid. Jesse, this is dumb. Well, Jesse, why are we doing this? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make Jesse look bad for putting a ridiculous topic on our show sheet. I'm not going to tell Jesse this is absurd that he's doing this on the 18th of August. I'm not going to do that to Jesse.
What you are such a pro. I agree.
Number 7, the Green Bay Packers. There they are.
So I already would move Green Bay up 3 spots just off of this list. Micah Parsons still going to be playing with Green Bay. They just signed Watson, Reed, probably Kraft, Jordan Love. It's going to be a blank or get off the pot with him, and I'm guessing they're going to be sitting on the pot, not blanking.
Wait.
So
no,
I don't think
what?
That's not how that works.
I don't know if you know how that works.
But they are currently sitting on the pot, not blanking. I think they need to blank if they're going to pay him. Otherwise, they need to get off the pot and let someone else blank.
Well, Wisconsin needs a national park. I think Wisconsin needs a national park.
Number 8, the Houston Texans. Number 9, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 10, the LA Chargers.
Just wait a second. Houston Texans, they don't even know if they're going to pay their quarterback, and they're going to put him in the top 10. Their defense is fantastic, by the way. But they don't know what they even want to do with Stroud. And they're going to put them as a future being bright. They're going to probably have to go back in the market and find a new QB.
And since I know you were wondering, number 12, the Chicago Bears. Number 18, the Minnesota Vikings. And way down, number 30, Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ooh. Let me ask both of you this. Jason is not a fan, but the Packers are out of the equation. Who are you more afraid of, or who would you rather be in 27 through 29 as an organization? The Lions or the Bears? And even though I think the Bears are going to slip, with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams at the helm, I think I'd rather be the Bears than the Lions. The Bears should be ahead of the Lions. I don't think they should be ahead of Green Bay, but the Bears should be in the top 10 because if you're looking at this, do I have my coach? Do I have my quarterback? That's what this really comes down to me. The Bears have that. You don't have to like it, but they have it. And if the Bears, with all that new Indiana money coming in, they will sign Caleb. If Caleb Williams is good this year, they are signing him to a big boy extension. I'm not sure where Detroit. I know they signed Goff. They got him again. You can fight me on that. I'm fine with it. I would rather be the Bears moving forward than the Lions as we sit here today.
So when we look at where these rosters are, right? We've talked about the Packers as really the prime window for them being this year, next year, and probably 2028 to a degree. Well, those are 2 of the 3 years that are being talked about in this power ranking. The Micah Parsons contract, while enormous, being manageable in those years. The Jordan Love in the blank or get off the pot year coming down the pike. And those extensions they've signed. It's not that the Lions don't have good young players. Jahmyr Gibbs is a young player. They just extended him. Amon-Ra St. Brown, not as young as he used to be. Pretty established in the league. Who is their next quarterback? How long is Jared Goff good enough? How long is Jared Goff going to play? All those kinds of things. He's not... What was he the first overall pick in? 16? So he's entering his 11th season. I mean, I understand Rodgers is 42. But I think it's really interesting. And then the team that we didn't mention at all, Jesse, did you mention where the Vikings fell? Where did they fall?
18th.
Like that all comes down to whether or not they figure out who the quarterback is. They drafted a guy to be the quarterback. He's not the quarterback right now. Is Kyler Murray going to prove to be the quarterback? Is he going to have kind of a like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had, where a guy who was a former number 1 overall pick becomes a really good quarterback for you, even though he wasn't a great quarterback elsewhere? I don't know what's going to happen with the Vikings. I would say that of the 4 teams in the NFL or in the NFC North, I would take the Packers as the best of the 4, even over the Bears.
Agree.
So I
totally agree.
I don't, and frankly, I don't see it as. It's not a runaway. But it's I don't think it's by a small margin.
Where are the Chiefs on there, Gel?
Great question.
The Kansas City Chiefs, they were higher than I expected them to be. Let me see where we're roll here. Kansas City is number 11, just outside the top 10. In front of the Bears. Bears are 12, Kansas City 11.
Because they just figure Mahomes is going to play like Rodgers till he's 40 and play at a high level the whole time.
Yeah, the score they give Mahomes is a 97. For quarterback. Quarterback gets a 97 for Kansas City. For contrast, Jordan Love gets a 89.25 for the Packers.
Okay. That actually turned out to be more interesting than I was expecting it to be when I first heard what it was. Jesse, we need to play trivia. What's the category today, and what caller would you like?
It is a Badgers Trivia Tuesday. Question number 1. Can Wisconsin beat Notre Dame on Sunday, September 6th?
I've heard that was a controversial take in some precincts.
I found a way to say something that's a literal fact, and both fan bases hate me for it. Badgers Trivia Tuesday. Caller...
By the way, Gel, I did this on Molly and Jim. It's taken me a while to figure that. You found a way, like you've taken this bit of I'm not saying and still trying to act like you're throwing hot flame takes out. But then you want to have the option of not saying you said it. And
it's kind of diabolically genius, by the way.
I don't love it.
Because I
remember
I cracked the code.
It was
I cracked the code you've been trying to crack for years or
show.
what?
Listen, we've been doing the show 10 years. You've been doing it 8. The Green Bay Packers played the Kansas City Chiefs. Taylor Swift was in the house. The Packers played one of their best games. And on the post-game show, which at that point I believe was called Green Bay Game Night, I said, I'm not saying, but I'm saying that the Packers are Super Bowl contenders. And that was Jordan Love's first year as a starter. So I was saying, I'm not saying. And since that moment, I've noticed that has been utilized by a lot of folks. And I want to retire it.
Are you accusing him of plagiarizing it?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. I don't think, as talk show hosts with opinions, I don't believe we should ever start a sentence with "I'm not saying." Just say what you're saying. I want ESPN Wisconsin as a whole to stop with the "I'm not saying," because I think it is a cop-out. Say what you mean to say. Say what you mean to say. I don't remember who sang that song. We can't play it anyways because we don't do that. I want to retire or punish every time someone says, "I'm not saying." I want a punishment levied. Do we get on board with that? Jesse, what did you mean to say when you didn't say what you said?
That there's a blueprint for how Wisconsin can stay competitive
will
with Notre Dame
beat
and stay
Wisconsin,
in the game.
or will Wisconsin beat Notre Dame?
I think Notre Dame is going to beat Wisconsin. But there is a chance that Wisconsin can win the game. There is a chance Wisconsin can win the game.
There's a chance anything can happen.
Tell everyone on social media no blank, because they're the ones freaking out on both sides about it.
Are you guys on board with this? I'm not saying. I think it's been overplayed.
I think on the Wednesday,
I think it's time to retire.
On the Wednesday of Labor Day week, when we do our annual Boldathon with our bold predictions for the season, we can have an in memoriam segment for "I'm not saying" and officially bury it dead. Yes.
There's no way you're going to abide by that. You're going to use it again someday.
Probably not.
You've not only have you taken Tausch's usage of that and made it your own. If you listen to that clip, Riley Yauk knows it's Jesse's brand to such a degree that he actually says he's not saying, but is he saying? Like it is you like go boo in a bar.
That's all the Pat
Jesse's
Murphy
t-shirt.
thing.
If Barry Alvarez's t-shirt says "Go boo in a bar," Jesse's t-shirt should say "I'm not saying, but I might be saying," or "I'm just saying," whatever you want to put it as. That would be your t-shirt.
Go boo in a bar.
Even though Tausch said it first. All right, we need to play trivia. I need to get to practice. Jesse, what caller do you want for Badgers Trivia Tuesday presented by Cousins?
The Packers were 7 in those rankings, so let's do caller 7.
Caller 7 right now, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 7 plays trivia with Jesse and Tausch. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
ESPN Madison is your home for Badgers fans.
I don't want to necessarily say that Wisconsin is going to beat Notre Dame on September 6th at Lambeau Field.
He's not saying.
Wisconsin can beat Notre Dame.
Tune in all season long right here on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhafels. Shop Steinhafels Labor Day sale and save up to 30% on furniture and decor. Test Rest a Beauty Rest Black and get a free $25 gas card. Only at Steinhafels. I asked Wisconsin head coach Luke Fickell about breaking up a small fight at practice on Friday, and he said those tussles are actually what make him feel better about this year's squad.
If we don't have conflict, then I do wonder, do we also have the discipline to be able to handle those moments and move on? And that's where I feel a lot better. I keep saying this, I feel better about where we are. There's a competitive spirit to that makes you feel better. There's a leadership part of that makes you feel better. And that's where we're in a different place. Guys are not going to allow the culture of acceptance in whatever it is that we're doing.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason.
From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
The Ford Summer Sales event is on now at Metro Ford of Madison. For a limited time, get a new 2026 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend for just $27,972. Price includes $499 dock fee and all applicable rebates. Excludes tax, title, license, registration, dealer fees, and optional equipment. Price subject to prior sale and availability. See dealer for complete details. Offer is valid to qualified buyers and ends August 31st. So head to Metro Ford of Madison today. View full inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
At Gruber Law Offices, our biggest priority is the care and service we provide to our clients. We know accidents can be overwhelming, and we're here to help every step of the way. Call now. One call, that's all.
The Brewers have the best record in baseball.
Struck him out swinging. Mizorowski pumps a fist as he strikes out Ohtani, then Freeman.
Continue listening to the First Place Crew right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Jesse and Tausch back on Wilde and Tausch. Third time today. I'm not saying, but I'm saying it is time for Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by Cousins Subs.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousins Subs. National Sandwich Month is here. Cousins Club members earn exclusive rewards throughout August. Join now by downloading the Cousins Subs app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
On a Badgers Trivia Tuesday, we welcome in our contestant, Scott in Browntown. Welcome back, Scott. How you been?
Good, Jesse. Welcome back, Tausch.
Good to be here, Scott. Good to be back.
Badgers Trivia Tuesday, Scott in Browntown. Here is question number 1. At which Wisconsin sports venue does the Wisconsin volleyball team open regular season play as part of the AVCA First Serve Showcase this weekend? Are they playing at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, the Resch Center in Green Bay, or the beautiful high school football stadium in Sun Prairie that Tausch thinks is underutilized?
Resch Center, I think.
No. They're at Fiserv Forum, Scott. Huge one.
They should be up at the Resch Center. That's actually a really good idea.
No, they're going to pack in Fiserv Forum this weekend.
Well, how much bigger? The Resch Center's pretty good size, too, isn't it?
I don't know the capacity. I know Fiserv's bigger. And they're playing Kentucky. Okay. It's a top 10 show. Both matches, Friday and Saturday, are top 10 showdowns. A rematch of the Final Four last year.
Show?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday. We're back. We're ready to go. Yes, sir. Huge one.
right.
Friday night, Kentucky, 8 o'clock. Fiserv Forum. Get there.
All right, Scott. Which of these quarterbacks has started the most games at Wisconsin under Luke Fickell's first 3 seasons as the head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers? Is it Danny O'Neal, Billy Edwards, or Braden Locke?
C.
Yes, sir. Braden Locke. That's surprising, but not surprising. That makes sense.
The full numbers on the amount of different quarterbacks that have started and how many games each has started is astounding. Hunter Simmons has started the 3rd most, behind Braden Locke and Tanner Mordecai. Yeah, it's brutal. All right, Scott, chance to get the first one wrong and the next 2 right. The rare 3 for 4 in that manner, if you can get this one. Which of these Big Ten teams is ranked the lowest, or for Tausch's purposes, the worst, in the preseason AP Top 25 poll that debuted yesterday? So they are all ranked. Who is ranked the worst? Is it Michigan, Penn State, or Iowa?
B. Penn State.
Sorry, Scott. Iowa is number 22, I believe. Number 22, Iowa. They are the worst of
Did
those
Penn
3
State go
teams.
to a bowl game last year?
They did. It was like the Pinstripe Bowl or something like that. I think they played Clemson, and it was 2 teams that were expected to play for the championship, and they played in the Pinstripe Bowl. Yeah, they barely made it in.
Iowa must not be too far away from them.
Well, we're going to find out this season. AP poll came out yesterday. Scott, you got 1 question right. You have 2 entries into the drawing. As you know, you're a veteran of Wilde and Tausch Trivia. That's all you need to win that Cousin Subs gift card on Friday. Good luck. Thanks for playing, as always.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care. Be good. All right, love you guys.
CB.
Goes with the Wilde side off. Scott in Browntown joining us on Wilde and Tausch Trivia. All right, Jason's going to join us from the sidelines of Packers training camp coming up here in just a minute. Before we hear from him, we hear from Tausch, who's going to tell us all about MoMA.
Oh, I am excited. I just got my another treatment yesterday. Went to ortho laser. Been doing a lot of hiking. Been bouncing around a bunch, traveling. You want to make sure that I keep that knee feeling as good as it's been since I've been going over to MoMA. If you've been putting up with pain in your knee, shoulder, back, or neck, any joint, you don't have to tough it out. Go in, get checked. That's why I've been excited to partner up with MoMA, the Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance. It brings together trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain. Makes it easy to find the right specialist and the right treatment for you. And what I love about it is I'm not going to a big clinic or a big hospital, parking my car, sorting through, where do I got to go? Which elevator do I hit? You pull in, ortho laser. I literally was in there for 20 minutes, in and out, got my treatment. That's what MoMA can do for you. Call or walk in today or learn more at MoMaMilwaukee.com. That's MoMAMKE.com. MoMAMKE.com.
Jason Reed joins us from Green Bay with the Packers back at practice this morning in Titletown. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch officially kicks off in 2 minutes. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Delson. Sports Center brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. ESPN-Madison.com. Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst and head coach Matt LaFleur meeting with the media in Green Bay this morning before the Packers are out on the practice field as they are right now. Gutey talking about the edge he's seen from Keyshawn Nixon battling for a starting corner role.
I think we're getting into that point where guys are getting conditioned well enough where they can play with that edge. You know, Key's always answered the bell. You know, I mean, every time we've given him any opportunity, he's performed. You know, and he's a very competitive dude. So, yeah, I think the more guys we can get like that, the better.
Talk more about what Gutey and LaFleur had to say coming up on Wilde and Tausch with Jason live in Green Bay with the Packers back at practice on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Baseball, the Brewers back home at American Family Field tonight, starting the first of a 3-game set with the Seattle Mariners. First pitch tonight set for 6:40. Kyle Harrison on the mound for the Crew. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Molly and Jim. They're on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Tausch, do I look like an authority figure to you?
No.
No. I don't look like an authority figure to me either. Just had Greg and his buddy, two older fellas that are here at practice. And the one guy, granted, I do use the trash and recycling receptacles as kind of a desk to do the show from. But they asked me if it was okay if they took their water out because they were taking a break from practice. Yeah, go. Hey, you go right ahead. Take your water with you, man. Stay hydrated. Very important. But I was a little bit surprised that they wanted to get permission from me. Packers practicing, and so is Josh Jacobs. First time since he suffered a groin injury a little over a week and a half ago, so he is back out there. Lucas Van Ness, who did not practice on Sunday because of a shoulder issue, which I don't know if that happened in the game or when it might have occurred, but he is also taking part in practice. They're going 11 on 11, and they are headed my direction, which is always nice, instead of at the far end of the field. So we'll see how this works out. Keyshawn Nixon and Brandon Cisse, your two corners in the base defense that they're currently playing. Tausch, I know we want to talk a little bit about Keyshawn Nixon. I don't think there's any profanity, Jesse, in any of those clips from Gutey and LaFleur, but again, he is spending the lion's share, like really significantly high percentage with the ones. So whether you liked or didn't like his punishment comment, it's not like he's splitting time between the ones and the twos. Like he's there now. Cisse's on the other side. I don't know if they view Tausch, a guy like Benjamin St. Juste, as being a better option than Keyshawn at this point. I feel like at this point in camp, with the time that Carrington Valentine's missed, I'm looking at their two starting corners on opening day going up against Jay Jettis and Jordan Addison and Kyler Murray. Would you tend to agree with that at this point in camp, or is there enough time for that to change?
I mean, there's always things can happen injury-wise and whatnot, but there's no doubt Cisse is going to be out there if things all hold the way they do. And I think you hear all of the stuff and the comments. Obviously, people are watching that battle pretty intently, and whether or not Valentine can get back and make a push to get out there will be interesting. But yeah, you're getting to be, it's the middle to end of August, and you're looking at less than a month. There are going to be real games being played. You're not playing guys right now that aren't going to be out there. And on Wisconsin's Morning News this morning with Eric and Vince, we were having this discussion about, is this something, with Keyshawn Nixon, playing with the twos a little bit. Obviously, you just said he's back doing a lion's share of it with the ones. Is there a way you're doing that with different sub packages and is this? And my point to them was, let me tell you something. Deion Sanders, Charles Woodson, guys that are the number one, they're never running with the twos. They're never running with the twos. They're always going to be rolling with the ones. The reason coaches put people out there is they want to see how they react and see if they're up to it. You don't put guys up with the ones and just say, well, willy-nilly, it's just a nice Tuesday to do it. You're doing it to gain information to see. They obviously have had visions and thoughts of this being the case. That doesn't always play out that way. But the reason you're running with the ones is because that's where they want you to be. Then it's up to you if you can make that happen.
Javon Hargrave taking reps in team. I don't think I've seen him do that. He may have done a little bit of it on Sunday. I'm not sure, but he is definitely in team drills now. I will say, if you're a Packers fan and you want to worry about something in terms of their secondary, even though this guy told us it was not a concern, it's not a significant injury, they continue to practice without Javon Bullard as their nickel. It has been Katan Oladapo, whose results have been mixed. There was a play just a moment ago. Jordan Love missed him, but he was covering Jaden Reed from the slot. And Jaden Reed is a hard guy for a lot of people to cover. I think he's a really hard guy for a safety to cover because he's shifty. And he had Katan Oladapo chasing him, and they just didn't connect. So, again, Bullard told us he did not think his foot injury was anything to worry about. But Tausch, do players ever say, "No, you guys should be worried about this. I may not be ready"? Like they don't. They never want to admit that.
No, but you can say, "I'm not sure." Like hesitancy and not giving you an answer tells you more than if they say, "No, I'm good."
Right.
If there was more there, I think you'd hear about it. That doesn't mean that things can't progress a certain way. But in this case, players are always going to be as non-informative as they can, but they will typically not straight lie to you. And when they don't give you an affirmative answer, that tells you more than if they give you an affirmative answer.
And moments ago, I think on that last snap, we have an Aaron Banks sighting at left guard. Now he's back out now, but he at least took one, maybe two snaps at left guard. So, again, how much he can handle, I don't know how strenuous of a football activity that was, but Jagger Burton is back in there now. But unless my eyes deceive me, I saw 65 at left guard on that play 2 plays ago. So maybe I didn't look right away, but he's definitely part of the mix. Chris McClellan slow to get up there for a moment. That was why I paused. All right, I want to see if we have more from.
How has McClellan been at camp? What have been the reviews on him so far? We talk Cisse, we talk smack, we talk.
We did talk smack.
No doubt. Where are we at with it? What do you think his role is going to be this season?
So I think it's been interesting at that position, and look, I'm not going to pretend to know significantly more ball than I actually do. Defensive tackle is not probably a position where people of my accomplishment level are great at evaluating. I've seen him get some push on the interior of the offensive linemen that he's faced. Does
he got jiggle? Jiggle?
He looks to me like I think of Devontae Wyatt with more jiggle, and I look at Chris McClellan as more powerful. Like I've seen him walk a couple of guys back in team, which of course then gets you into a little bit of trouble if you push the guy too far back and he's on his heels, as we learned. But like I'll say this. Jonathan Ford has gotten some work with the ones. Anthony Campbell, who I wrote about on Channel 3000, who's probably the biggest surprise of camp so far, I would argue, has gotten work. Obviously, they were without Hargrave for a while in team. They were without Wyatt in team. So a lot of guys have gotten work. Your guy, Carl Brooks, who is, I guess defensive end, even though they're I don't need Matt LaFleur to explain to me how the outside linebackers become defensive ends again. But like when they're in the base, he's one of the ends. He's had some moments. He's just one of those steady guys. I think that's one of the reasons why you like him as much as you have during his time here. He's just consistent. But I haven't seen enough from Chris McClellan to say this guy's going to play 25 snaps a game for them, but he's been in the rotation with the ones, which obviously is a good sign of what they think of him. They've only got Tausch 6 rookie draft picks. I don't know if they'll keep the streak alive of undrafted rookie free agents making the team, but when you have a small draft class, if you can have that many of the guys having an impact right away with Cisse and Smack and Burton and McClellan, that's a pretty good percentage.
How about DDS? How's DDS doing?
So he's gotten some work with the ones in 11-on-11, but I feel like I've seen more from Colin. Again, remember we're doing the show. I wouldn't say that like Bill Huber is charting every single play. So he does a great job at SI.com, but I don't. When I watched DDS, he had one day that I remember very clearly. He was kind of wrecking things. And then the other days, he hasn't stood out. That's the best way I could. He's on the field right now, lined up opposite of Colin Oliver. They are the two defensive ends. But again, I'm curious to see how that group shakes out, or edge rushers, I should say. Like Baron Sorrell, I know he got in trouble with Matt LaFleur for pushing Belton into Love the other day. But I think he's been really good, and I know he's a veteran, but he hasn't played that many games. The guy that I really have been impressed with, and he had a sack in the game, is Brenton Cox. And I guess I would say, Tausch, to you, like this is a guy who he's played 3 years, but he's only played like 11 or 12 total games. Does he have an advantage just from the pure experience level as opposed to some of those other guys that are trying to get snaps on the edge? Because he's looked good.
No. I mean, I think you can always base off of what you've seen in the past, but this is now, especially when you're talking about, kind of filling some holes as Micah Parsons is recovering. You need who can make an impact now. Cox, obviously, they've been, he's gotten a few opportunities. They have kept him around. And typically when a guy doesn't play a ton and they keep you around, they see something that they like that they think can turn into production. And a lot of times you get a year or two. If it ends up being in 3 or 4 years, that usually, you get now is the time for him and for some of these other guys. The time is now. And somebody emerges, and that's why I asked you about McClellan, because offensive linemen you don't want to hear a lot about. Defensive linemen you want to hear a lot about.
Right.
Oh, my God, he's been in the backfield. He's getting thrown out of practice. He's doing this because he's been too dominant, or he's doing things. He's making plays. He's winning one-on-ones. And I haven't heard a ton of that, and that's why I was just curious to hear what the on-field of McClellan, because he's a high pick.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of 6, as you put it. And that, when you do that, you're expecting some things, and you hope. Not that anyone was thinking he's going to make a monster impact this year, but setting himself up, because what you've seen in a lot of guys that have been drafted in that first, second, third round. What do you got? You just oofed. What are we oofing?
Dean, one of the two, Trey Dean, one of the two safeties they added, put a hit on the Australian tight end that I was not expecting. It looked like the play was over, and they crashed pads pretty good. All right, we got to play a little bit of catch up here because we've been talking a lot. Tausch, you need to tell us about Outdoor Living Unlimited before we move forward.
And I will. We're getting our project going. Sarah and I, we have chosen Outdoor Living Unlimited, met with Aaron and Eric Brown, the brothers and owners of Outdoor Living Unlimited, and they're the right guys for us to work with. Same hardworking values, and love the fact Outdoor Living Unlimited is family-owned and is locally operated. Their showroom off of Stoughton Road here in Madison, it is a must-see. New decks, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms. Outdoor Living Unlimited has everything you're looking for. So start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space. Check them out at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on. My guy, as Tausch likes to call him, finally taking part in his first team period. I'll tell you who it is and what he did next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Toscher here for Olson Toon. Well, first impressions matter, and your outdoor space is often the first thing people see. And since 1997, Olson Toon has been helping homeowners and businesses across Dane County create and maintain outdoor spaces. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and year-round maintenance, they're your team for everything outdoors. Ready to elevate your property? Contact Olson Toon today and learn more at olsontoon.com. Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon difference.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
I love the group. I love the guys we got. We've been together for a couple years now. It's not our first rodeo together.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're talking about practice situations.
That's the mindset. That's the goal for us, is to be able to go out there and finish.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Exciting news for Packers fans over the weekend as tight end Tucker Kraft returned to 11-on-11 activity at training camp just over 9 months after tearing his ACL last season. Kraft is entering the final year of his contract and is expected to sign an extension some point this offseason with the Packers. ESPN NFL insider Ian Rappaport on the Pat McAfee Show.
He's healthy. He's awesome. I don't think anybody would say he's not deserving of a huge contract. He is a great player. What's going to be interesting is how far the tight end market jumps.
Packers back to work Friday in Denver against the Broncos for preseason game number 2.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
It's well known that the boss at the exteriors company is a perfectionist.
It's a gift.
He not only oversees every job, he inspects each aspect of the operation to get to the root of what your project will actually need to be long-lasting.
Call 960-ROOF.
Oh, he's proud of all the reviews.
What can I say? Take a look.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight Solar now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
At Chalmers Jewelers, your jewelry never leaves our hands.
All repair work is done right here in-house by our 4 master goldsmiths, ensuring expert care, precision, and security every step of the way.
From ring sizing and stone replacement to restoring worn or damaged pieces, we bring new life to your most treasured jewelry.
Chalmers Jewelers,
where craftsmanship lives
and your memories are restored.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
All right, 2 quick things. One, Domani Jackson taking team reps for the first time. He was with the number 2 defense opposite Benjamin St. Juste because, again, Keyshawn Nixon with the ones the entire time of that 11-on-11 period. Secondly, Tausch, my pencil just rolled into the garbage can. Do I go in and get it because I don't have another pencil and I have the rest of practice to cover?
Is there juice in the bottom of the garbage?
No, there's a lot of people, it would appear, as I peer into the garbage can, there are some flies. It appears that a number of people have chosen to throw their recyclables, even though there's a sign that says recyclables for the other container, into the trash. But it does appear that I'm going to have to do a pretty significant lean to access it.
I think you got to go get it.
I think so,
job
too.
is important to you. You need to do your job at a good level.
I would tend to agree. All right, I'm hoping that we will hear from Keyshawn Nixon. I know we have
We will hear from
Keyshawn Nixon
Keyshawn Nixon next. I promise you, we will hear
about
from
him
Keyshawn
anyway.
Nixon. Yeah,
we'll hear from him or about him.
We'll hear about him.
I want to hear from Matt LaFleur about him. That will be next. I'm going to go into the trash. I'll let you know how it goes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and whether you're chilling in the stands, cheering on your favorite baseball team in the summer, or keeping those mountains blue in the bleachers as the snow flies at a football game this winter, there's nothing better than watching your favorite team while enjoying an ice-cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans turn blue. It's when you know it's chilled to perfection, which, besides the cold, refreshing taste, it's my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
I love the group. I love the guys we got. We've been together for a couple years now. It's not our first rodeo together.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're talking about practice situations.
That's the mindset. That's the goal for us, is to be able to go out there and finish.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Exciting news for Packers fans over the weekend as tight end Tucker Kraft returned to 11-on-11 activity at training camp just over 9 months after tearing his ACL last season. Kraft is entering the final year of his contract and is expected to sign an extension some point this offseason with the Packers. ESPN NFL insider Ian Rappaport on the Pat McAfee Show.
He's healthy. He's awesome. I don't think anybody would say he's not deserving of a huge contract. He is a great player. What's going to be interesting is how far the tight end market jumps.
Packers back to work Friday in Denver against the Broncos for preseason game number 2.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Great baseball players are built in the offseason, and the work starts this fall. GRB Academy offers group training programs designed for serious players of all ages and skill levels. Build a stronger all-around game with position player training, develop your arm in the fall pitching program, or improve behind the plate with youth catching. Plus, take your swing to another level with offensive power development. Find the program that fits your goals and register today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Meet Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Wild Bill goes yard.
And here's a fly ball to left and deep. Hernandez back at the track. Gone! William Contreras unlocked. A 2-run shot.
Your home of the Brewers. 100.5 ESPN.
Say don't want nothing, but you look better on me. You look better on me. Let me show
Jesse has unselfishly agreed to forego Whoa Nelly so we can hear from Matt LaFleur talking about Keyshawn Nixon. Here is the Packers head coach before practice.
You smile when you say he likes making a headline. I mean, how do you feel about him as a player, as a guy?
I love Key. I love Key. He's been awesome since the day he's been here, and I don't read any of that stuff. So, I mean, Waller's gave me a heads up on it, but I just, I'm not going to micromanage what everybody says, and if he feels a certain type of way, I mean, it is what it is. But I do think that, it's a benefit to the team to have people that you feel are capable to go in there and play, and we'll all be better for that. So, like I said, whether it's that corner or it's the offensive line, I mean, really every spot is, you better come to compete each and every day if you want to be out there.
So Tausch, interpret that for me. I don't want my biases to affect how I view it, so you tell me what I should view there.
I think he appreciates what Keyshawn Nixon has brought to this team throughout his tenure as the head coach. I think he realizes that he's always, preaching competition, and competition is when there's a couple of players, when you feel like you can upgrade the spot, coaches and general managers will do that. And for all of the stuff that is being said around, Keyshawn is taking it in. Matt LaFleur is not, and Matt LaFleur has bigger fish to fry because he's got a full football team. But for Keyshawn, this is incredibly personal because it's his job, it's his livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he does like Keyshawn. I think, again, man, perspective is such a thing. Here's a guy that nothing was ever expected. He wasn't drafted high. They didn't give up a bunch of picks to get him. They ain't paying him a bunch of money. They brought him in. He became a great kick returner, helped solve a major problem that this football team had, and through no fault of his own has worked himself into being a good, solid corner. Is he a great CB1 in this league? No, he's not. But has he been a very good football player on the back end of this defense? Yes. He's had mistakes. He's given up things. Hey, guess what? Everybody does, especially if you're not a star. So I think the reality, this is where what you say and how you approach things can become the perception, becomes the reality out in the world of sports. What happens in that locker room is guys know he works hard, he's very confident, and he gives you an honest day's work. And the coaches can trust him to do a certain level. Is it covering Jay Jettis like prime Jair Alexander? No. But that's not what they brought him in for. That was never their expectation. That has become the expectation because he's continued to earn more opportunities. And that's where the difference of where Matt LaFleur is with some fans is they know what they expect from him. Keyshawn has given it to him. Now we want more and more, and maybe that is just not something that's attainable, or maybe that's not what the Green Bay Packers want. They maybe want a higher ceiling to be in that spot, and maybe they found it with Cisse. That remains to be seen.
Zaire Franklin with an interception to end the 11-on-11 period against Jordan Love. We're now into a kicking period. Trey Smack just made a field goal.
Well, how do you know he made it?
Because I'm standing in a position where I can see it with my own eyes, as opposed to standing like parallel with the goalposts. I'm way back here, so I can see it go through.
Even after he
Did
made
the officials say?
Yeah, there are no.
He made 57 and 58 yarders, and they're still not doing it.
Yeah, no, there were no officials. Now they don't even stand by the goalposts. There's officials handling practice, but no, there's not even anybody to signal if they wanted to. Tausch, last thing on Keyshawn. If you were to put a percentage on him being on the team and starting on opening day, 0 to 100, what would you put it at?
Well, those two things are completely separate. I would say being on the team is in the high 90s. Being the starting corner, I'd put opposite of Cisse. I would say it's probably at 80%.
Okay. I think that's where I'd be as well. I think that's reasonable because I think it is possible now. They're into the two group now, 2s versus 2s, and Keyshawn Nixon is taking some reps with the number 2 defense. So punishment continues in his mind. We will wrap things up as the Packers continue practice next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Will Tucker Kraft be the NFL's highest paid tight end?
If and when it does get done, my prediction is that number will start with a 2, and that will help reset the tight end market.
Your home for Packers fans, the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Available in the Apple and Android app stores. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. I asked Wisconsin head coach Luke Fickell about breaking up a small fight at practice on Friday, and he said those tussles are actually what make him feel better about this year's squad.
If we don't have conflict, then I do wonder, do we also have the discipline to be able to handle those moments and move on? And that's where I feel a lot better. I keep saying this, I feel better about where we are. There's a competitive spirit to that makes you feel better. There's a leadership part of that makes you feel better. And that's where we're in a different place. Guys are not going to allow the culture of acceptance in whatever it is that we're doing.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit everlightroofing.com to get started today. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement. If joint pain or an injury is slowing you down, you don't have to live with it. We are here to help at Stoughton Health. Come in and we can talk to you about different techniques in order to get you back to doing what you want to do, whether it be walking the dog, going to work, or even playing outside with your kids. We want you to be able to do these things without pain.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
The Don is back.
They better get season tickets right now because before long, they probably won't be able to.
The Barry Alvarez Show returns to ESPN Madison this fall.
This is a big game this week, and we got to bounce back.
Tune in for the season premiere on Monday, August 24th.
That's pretty good. You win a lot of games when you do that.
The Barry Alvarez Show, presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford, airing all season long on Madison's home for Badgers fans. 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 18th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Seattle Mariners.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 18th at 6:40 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Well, the number 2 offense stalls out in the 2-minute drill there while we were at break, and Trace Mack was wide right on a 47-yard field goal. I mean, not officially, of course, because no one signaled it, but from where
I think it went in.
It was pretty clear it was wide right. Again, I don't know how. I guess we're just going to keep doing this all training camp.
Could you imagine Bill Parcells or Bill Belichick ever doing this?
I can't.
Tom Coughlin,
Vince Lombardi, Mike Holmgren.
I mean,
no.
Mike McCarthy?
No, I don't think he would do that either. Do you, Tausch?
No.
And Mike cared about his guys. It's one of the things that made him great. But he also cared about results.
It's an astounding deal, man. Like, it's surprising. And now, you give this kid credit. He had a hell of a game. And the confidence has got to be brewing. I don't understand it. I never did. But at least you could kind of rationalize it. Now, hey, baby, season's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. And to Jesse's point, like, he had a good game. So there's probably
a great game.
You don't need to coddle him if he missed. Like, here's the thing: he missed that 47-yarder. Are all of us going to go crazy about that now? And now go back to question? Oh, I don't know. Maybe he's not the guy. Now, if he misses 3
kicks,
right? But if he misses 3 field goals on
today,
Friday,
probably
right.
Yeah. If you're 5 out of 10, it's probably it's a weird deal. It's a weird deal.
It is definitely a weird deal, but it continues to be a weird deal. Individual drills now. We have seen more of Josh Jacobs. I don't think he did any team there, but he's back at practice for the first time since his groin injury about 10 days ago. Again, Aaron Banks took at least a couple of team reps, so that's progress for him. Javon Hargrave did as well. So there has been some progress today, but again, we'll see how that all plays out on Friday. We've got plenty of days to get you ready for that. That's coming up. Packers Broncos on Friday night. That is it for us today. Tausch, it was great. It was great to have you back. I'm glad you've gotten your vacations out of the way.
We are all knocked out now. It's time. We just want to remind people, Badgers open practice tonight. Storms permitting at Camp Randall. You get a chance. It's Luke Fickell's birthday, so I don't know if he's going to have cake for everybody.
I'll be there.
We'll see if he's got cake. But come on out, check out where Jesse Nelson has made a bold prediction that the Wisconsin Badgers will beat Notre Dame up at Lambeau. We can get our first look at that from a public standpoint. Or maybe Ken, I don't know exactly what he didn't say. I know what he did say. And that is there is a open practice tonight. Come check out the Badgers at Camp Randall if you're free. 7 o'clock practice starts over at the stadium.
See you there, old T.
You got
Jesse will be there for Luke Fickell's birthday, unlike his parents for his own birthday. That's it for us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here